I'd like to unpack the complexity of form and performance in the context of one of your projects, CopenHill.
Yeah, I have to say that we went through a little bit of a search process, looking for the idea, and in fact, although now it seems kind of obvious, the eureka moment actually really only occurred like 2 weeks before the deadline. But essentially, we had been given a kind of phantom layout of the inner workings of the power plant. Right. And it was a kind of stepped silhouette cascading down from one end to the other, sort of with the waste coming in one end and then going through a series of, like the silo, the oven, the harvesting of the heat and the energy, the scrubbing of the CO2, the filtering of the particles from the air, and then eventually the chimney, right? And so therefore, some of the models were just trying to make architectural sense out of this diagram, but it was only really when we started asking ourselves, this will be the cleanest waste to energy power plant in the world, and the steam coming out of the chimney is going to be cleaner than the air of Copenhagen. So how can we make this something more and other than a cosmetic exercise? And that's when we came with this idea that, that we actually don't have topography in Denmark really, and especially not in Copenhagen. Copenhagen is reclaimed land from the sea, so everything is a few meters above sea level. So this idea of an alpine park, where you could, even a hill where you can sleigh in the winter is a rarity in Copenhagen. So the idea that you could actually create an alpine ski slope where you can hike, enjoy the views, and ski and snow tube in the winter. So from in the beginning, it was almost part of a kind of JOKEY brainstorm. But then as we started chewing on it and trying to shoot the idea down, it crystallized, and it also, of course, it helped that the kind of general silhouette of the power plant was already like a hill. So once we got to that point, the project really started sort of designing itself, and the facade is as light as we could make it. These folded aluminum mega bricks that are also planters. So the facade could actually also be habitat for birds and bugs. The roof is planted, and again, like it had a very, very minimal budget. We started with 60 different species, all indigenous. So essentially the cheapest plants you could buy, but also creating an authentic, Danish mountain. I like to say in Denmark we have no mountains, but if we did, this is what it would look like. And then actually after 2 years, we did a survey that showed that the biodiversity had doubled. So there were now more than 120 species of plants.
Right.
So the other plants had arrived by bird and bugs and air. So in that sense, once the ball got rolling, I would say that with each decision, the design came closer and closer to the form that you see today. But the form is really an expression of a future, the potential of a future where waste management and power plants are not contaminating eyesores that block the view and cast shadows on their neighbors and contaminate the sky, but they are, civic landmarks, social destinations for the life of the city, both the people life, but also the plant and animal life. And in that sense, it becomes a physical manifestation of the values and the potential of a future world